It's home once you have a fridge.
But
Like $100.
I use Adobe Premiere as actually my main one.
The other thing that
Adobe just
That's the one thing I feel like I'm missing.
Adobe.
But I have CS4.
Oh.
What happened to the,
you want to make sure you take the magazine.
She comes back.
Yeah.
They had to go get her GoPro from another rig.
See the shadow, everything.
Yeah, that's
That shadow in the arch.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I'm in the shadow of the arch.
Okay, let me know.
over there? It was dark on the way back. We went like over this way, and we went way up that way. So then I just came back straight, right? Like walking along, and I'm like, I see some lights and stuff, but I still wasn't sure where the heck I was until I came down the main. I mean, it could have been, another main road.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, here's Ed's. I know where I'm at. I was almost thinking I was lost before that.
Well, I think it would be easy to do here.
Oh, yeah, we get the dark road.
Oh, yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah.
10 pounds.
So what happened in Iraq? This was your song.
Yeah, I've had my trailer for a long time.
Yeah.
Two for the show. Three to get ready now. Can't go and don't you step on my suede shoes. You can do anything. Lay off of them suede shoes. That's alright, mama. That's alright with you. That's alright, mama. Don't say anything you do, but that's alright.
I see 'twas grace that caused my soul to feel. I'm messing it up. I lost it. How precious did that grace appear the hour I first believed. Dangerous toil and fears. I can't get it right.
I have already
I have already come. 'Twas grace that led us safe.
Hi, my name's Donnie. I'm just showing these videos for my friends out there who have been to this event. It's a 2017 RTR when a lot of us first met. It was a real personal RTR. So much stuff happened. It was probably the most amazing one of all of them. And this fire was especially important. A lot of people had gotten together. There was this guy in this big RV. Can't remember his name at the moment, but he had brought a ton of food in. And him and two other guys, Matt and some other guy, we'll see him later in the video here, cooked these huge vats of food and garlic toast every night, and so everybody would get around the fire. That's Matt right there in the center, actually, with the stick. He went around. He had actually come personally invited me to come to a spaghetti dinner. He just went up and down the road and asked everybody to join him. And, from the dinner, well, naturally you sit around and you have a fire, and it just turned out to be the best fire. This wasn't the main RTR fire. It was a fire hosted by a camp very close by, maybe 100 yards to the big fire. And it had a big yellow happy face flag. You couldn't miss the place. And it happened to be 50 feet or so from Bob Wells' van. And so he actually didn't like the racket, as he called it, or noise. But it really wasn't that loud. It was like the first day it might have been loud. I think a couple guys with portable drums had come over one time and was beating on them. But that only lasted a day or two. But after that, it was always a very mellow sing-along. But he never came to join us. I was really disappointed because it was like the happiest group of people ever. And the music was very mellow, as you could hear from the previous videos I posted there. But let's talk about some people in the video. The guy with the black guitar, he sang at some club nearby or in some nearby town. He was only there for the first week. He was an amazing guitarist and could play harmonica at the same time. And he was there every night playing, and it was great. And the guy to his left is Tom Cochran. He passed away a couple of years ago. Everybody knows Tom, too. Super nice dude. He had just a nice Nomad van to cruise around in. Looks like he's playing a small guitar, ukulele or something here. He's usually playing a bigger one. I think there's pictures later where he's playing a bigger guitar. This is probably a little later at night, too, because these fires were probably 20, 25 people at the beginning of the night, and then as it started getting later and winding down, you'd end up to 12 core people just having a good time every night. They just sang all kinds of songs, and they take requests. You see all kinds of people at this fire, too. I think every YouTuber who is in the van life ended up at this fire at one point or another. I know Aja had been there for a few nights. Beck's Cat Herder had been there. Adventure Van Man had been there. Dave 2D. And you can see later on here, Beach Cricket is at this fire, actually. She's in a couple later pictures. And Saznak, who's Stan, the guy who drives that huge red truck that wasn't an RV truck, but kind of wreck, he's at the fire here, too. Now in the middle here, this bald guy here, he was one of the cooks. He was one of the hosts of this fire. Super funny guy. Joke around all the time. Like a hilarious guy to have around all the time. He was great. Loved hanging with him. He was nonstop life of the party. On the left there, that lady is Lisa. Super nicest lady ever. She makes balloons professionally, a balloon artist and a bunch of other party things. She's like the ultimate party person to make parties for people. Super nice lady. She's got a bunch of little tiny dogs. If you ever see her, she's always got a little corral. She has it's like a house. She sets a little miniature house everywhere she goes with a little yard and the dogs running around and toys. Super cool lady, always traveling, and she's always at every event. You'll see her around if you're out in the Nomad scene in this Arizona area. And on the right there is Tamra, who was a survivalist trainer. You'll see in her Bob, she did some videos, some survival training for Bob, and Jamie Diamond. Anyways, he got together some money and built her a shuttle bus because she was living out of like some sedan or a little tiny hatchback or something back then. So here we go. On the far right there is Beach Cricket. He usually has blonde hair, so it's different to see her with dark hair. And to her left is Paul, good friend of mine. He's always wearing beanies. We're just hanging around this fire, having a good time. It's so surprising that this is the fire that Bob originally had all the problem with, and was just basically saying that we're a bunch of disrespectful, loud people. And I think it had turned out he had parked by this campsite. It was all set up before he was there, and real disappointing he just didn't come over and say hi, because they were nice people and it was mellow and respectful most of the time. But there you have it. I hope we get this kind of camaraderie again, and I think we will.